Hey guys, it's Eddie, your Muay Thai tutor, and last video I covered blocking, specifically blocking from the pocket, and I was trying to do, whole body blocking. I did mention that I was going to do, blocking the head, blocking the body, and blocking the legs, and I got carried away in my interaction with, I think his name was John, and I neglected to cover blocking and checking the kicks, which is a very important part. So that is what I'll be covering today. I'll try to keep it somewhat short, but give as much explanation as possible, and let's get started. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and get in our stance. First rule of thumb is you always want to keep your spine or your upper torso as straight as possible or erect. So meaning my upper body is never going to move or contort. I want to bring my lower half to my upper half. So a lot of times when people start blocking, beginners, they'll tend to do this motion to connect, to block the kick, and this is just too much work and it's just incorrect. So we're gonna bring our lower body to our upper half and we're just gonna come up just like that. Now, second thing is you don't want to spike your knee. The ideology for blocking a kick is to make a giant wall of bone from your ankle all the way up to your forearm. So typically you want to connect, and that's the idea, to have no space for the kick not to come through. Typically it's going to be thrown at the midsection kick, so right around here to right around here is the sweet spot. Anything lower you can move, anything higher you can lean. So right around mid-level you're going to block. If you just come straight up in the heat of the battle with adrenaline, you're going to hurt yourself by spiking your own knee. So typically you want to pick an outside or an inside preference. Now, outside tends to be a little bit more awkward and a little bit more work if you come out like that. So I like to go onto the inside just because it's easier. So again, I'm creating a wall and I'm bringing my lower half up to my upper half and I'm being athletic. Same thing on this side, I'm just coming up here. Now, the next thing is, although you do want to have a wall of bone and not have that gap, you don't have to be on the same dimension, but you do have to be on the same perspective of plane. And what I mean by that is, if you're looking at it from this profile, I have my forearm over here. I don't have to slide my leg to the inside to touch. I can simply come up on the inside, and from this perspective, because the kick is coming this way, they connect and interlock. It's less work for my body because my right leg is just coming straight up and inside and my arm is staying as is and I'm blocking that profile. But again, from this side, they're not connecting, but there is no gap for the kick to come through. So I like coming on the inside, and again, they don't have to be on the same dimension. They're two separate planes, but from this perspective, they are interconnected. All right, the next point I want to bring up is you don't have to block on the same side. So there is something called cross blocking. So if the kick comes on this side, I can block it with my right. I can also block it with my left. Again, they don't have to be on the same parallel or the same planes. I could just bring my right leg over, my left leg over, and block on the right side. As long as I maintain that wall of bone, again, it's on this side, I can do the same thing. On the lee side, again, I can block with my left, or I can block on my right, on my left side. Boom. And where this comes into play is preference of what is comfortable for you in different situations. So the situation is, a lot of things that tend to happen is, if I throw the cross from this position and a kick is coming on my left side, the tendency is I want to block on the same side that the kick is coming from. And that's something that you can practice and you can make available, but because my weight is on that lead side, what will tend to happen is they'll bring this right leg up to then bring up the left leg, and then I'm very narrow. So one way you can avoid that is I throw the cross, and then from here I'm going to transfer weight by pointing my toe and bringing the weight on the back side. So throwing the cross, a kick comes, I point that toe to get the weight off this leg, and then I can just bring it up. Another thing I can do is, I throw the cross, the kick is coming, and because the weight is already somewhat off my right leg, I could just bring it across and make that wall. So it'll go 1, 2, or 1, 2. The counterpart will be on this side. I can throw a cross hook, all the weight is going to be on my right leg. And again, if a kick is coming on the right side, I can point my right toe to get the weight off this leg to easily bring up my right leg. I want to avoid, if I throw the hook, bringing this leg up in to then bring the right leg up. Short time, minimal effort, minimal steps. So bam, bam, ba, ba. Faster it'll be bam, bam, ba. Again, if you prefer what's easiest, what you can do is cross hook. The weight is off my left leg. I can just bring it up here. 1, 2, ba. And what people will tend to do is you'll see like a lot of Thai fighters do this this like lifting motion, and they'll use the front leg almost as like an ultimate defense to push kick, and then they'll block on both sides. So you'll see that's where that come in. Keep from a distance, block, and then just come aggressively with the right side. But that's something that we can talk about later. But that concludes our video, guys, and that is blocking. If you guys have any questions, please comment down below. Again, please like, subscribe, and you guys have a wonderful day. Buddy, cut.